So go ahead. I don't know anything about it.
That's cool. What?
Yeah. What?
Sometimes. Hey,
What?
Hey, Chris, guess what?
What?
Guess what's coming back on the air? After 13 years. Guess what's coming back on the air after 13
Full
years?
House.
No.
Uncle Joey.
No.
Oh
no, this is the reverse of that one time you asked me to guess what, and I kept guessing.
What was the movie what was the movie about the guy that built a small little girl that was a robot? It was a television series.
I don't know what that is.
Small Things.
Nope.
It was creepy.
Not that.
Why would a man build it? Anyways, what's coming back?
I'll give you a hint. You ready for this?
Yes. Sound of Music.
No! The X-Files!
Oh, I don't know what that is. What is...
Basically, the best show in the whole entire world.
Really?
Ever.
What's it
Period.
about?
Okay, so what it's about, right? These two FBI agents,
two of them,
Mulder and Scully, work for the FBI. But Mulder is this guy who believes in extraterrestrials. And the entire show is these two characters, Mulder, who is a believer, and Scully, who is a skeptic, investigate the X-Files, which are all files and cases that the FBI shoves aside because they're paranormal activity.
Oh, I see.
So
there are a lot of them?
There's a lot of them. So over the course of 9 years, they had a bunch of mythology for the show, and the show was actually the first to introduce like the Monster of the Week formula, where it was a scary movie but within a one episode, and then also a longer running story arc. Also, he was my first crush.
Moldy.
Yes.
What was his name?
Mulder.
Okay.
Fox Mulder. And
Moldy
he was...
and Scallions.
No, Scully.
Whatever.
So
is it going to be them in the new show?
It's going to be them in the new show.
So basically this means they couldn't find other work.
That is so mean. No. Basically, it means that the best show of all time is coming back.
All right.
And I've
never seen it.
How could you? I'm going to
I
find
will be honest, I saw one episode, but it was a bad experience.
You just lied to me like 3 times.
Because I didn't watch the whole thing.
What?
I've lied to you a
What
lot more than
episode
3
did you
times.
see? I'm sure.
I don't even know what it was. I was
happened?
flipping around, and I used to live in this apartment.
You were just flipping around.
Exactly, because I lived in this apartment that the air conditioning was terrible. And so I was basically sitting there in August, burning up, wearing very little. And I was watching this episode, and there was something in a bureau, in an armoire, in a closet. I don't know. They were about to open it. And right as they opened it, my 2 neighbors, these 2 girls, burst into my house because they thought it was theirs, and they came laughing and carrying on, and I screamed like you would not believe. And so I never watched the show.
They had an episode about a monster who hid in porta toilets.
Oh.
And when you went to use the bathroom at state parks, and when you went to use the bathroom, he would eat you.
What kind of monster
they
would
also
rank?
Had an episode where there's this little tiny guy who had no legs, and from another country, and he was in the airport on this little cart that creaked, and so he'd pull himself with his arms.
Oh, that's creepy. Sounds a little bit like
but you couldn't
the Doctor Who
see him because he could like wrap light around him, and he would eat his way inside people and hide in their bodies like a host and move from country to country that way.
Oh, how did I miss this?
It's amazing.
How about
They also had another guy named Toombs, and he could squeeze his body through tiny little holes because he didn't have any bones, and he survived by eating the livers of people. So he was all yellow and sort of covered. No, it's a true thing, and covered in bile. It was amazing.
I think you're just making stuff up.
The entire show was amazing. Like the most epic. And then of course when I was younger, I believed in like extraterrestrials, and I tried to like
there are
telekinesis
extraterrestrials. I'm
and
positive.
communicate with them, which
Not
they never
here.
talked back.
No.
But basically, best show entire world. They've confirmed it for 6 episode miniseries.
Oh.
Films this summer.
On like regular real TV or like Netflix or something?
On Fox, the station that had them in the beginning.
Uh-huh.
And it's all the original players. It'll be Scully, Mulder, the same director, and then like the same main characters will be there.
There was a show that sounds very familiar to this that was on Sci-Fi called Warehouse 13. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, that was probably a knockoff of the X-Files.
Did you see it though?
The X-Files ran from 93 to 2002.
Because they were investigators, but they were investigating like objects. Like they had to go and find the mirror from the looking glass.
I've seen a couple episodes, but most of the stuff on Sci-Fi is... If you like that, you should like the X-Files.
Oh, it's too much.
VHS
the name is
tapes.
offensive to me. I don't watch X things.
I would go to flea markets because we didn't have cable, and I wasn't allowed to watch it yet because my mom thought it was too scary for me, even though I was 15.
Really?
So I would go to flea markets and find the VHS tapes for $1, and then I would buy them. And then I had this little tiny TV with a VHS player in my room, and I would watch it.
Well, X-Files coming back.
Yes.
When?
We don't know yet.
Copyright TM.
Dang it!
Just got this taken off of YouTube. Great.